Right, welcome back. We are currently taking a look at the continuation of Western Province Club Rugby League going into round 3. Well, for some clubs, though, they will still be doing the first round and the second round, but essentially, folks, we are now almost into round 3. We'll take a look at the fixtures coming up in a second or so. We'll run through as many of the fixtures as we can, but before we do that, our Score Energy Drinks competition. A case of Score Energy Drinks is up for grabs. You have to go to our Facebook page and enter this competition. Just tell us, what's the name of this team? And every week I ask my panel members to give us a clue. So Renzel Botman, you know this team, you know the jersey, although I must say this jersey's changed a little bit over the last few years. Would you like to give us a clue in terms of this team, Renz?
Yeah, I'm not trying to think of a clue. It's tough. I said that it's in the logo, but there's a lot of teams that starts with an R. So.
Yeah, no, I don't think a clue from the alphabet will be a good one. Alistair, would you like to, while Renzel is busy considering it, let's just say that it's one of the Rangers. So we'll leave it at that?
Let's leave it at that, yeah, one of the Rangers, yeah.
Well, in fact, there could be 3 Rangers if you go to the par side as well. Because you've got Manenberg Rangers, we've got Surrey Estate Rangers, and we've got Paarl Rangers. We've got 3. Are there any more? All right, well, that's the clue you're getting from us. It's as much as we're going to give you this week. If you want to stand yourself in line to win a case of Score
and win the ticket,
then go to our Facebook page and give it a go. All right, folks, we also have got for you some more highlights here. This is, of course, Kales River against Tygerberg. Right, folks, there we go. Tygerberg, Kales River. It was a win for Tygerberg, 28-15 at the end of the day. Tygerberg look like they are on a bye this weekend, And so Kales River are the one team that is playing out of that, playing against UCT this weekend. Another interesting scenario, Renzel, Kales River, a little bit like UWC for False Bay, and Villages for SK Warmers. Kales River would not have seen UCT what they look like in the league yet, but they will know that they're coming up against a formidable outfit in terms of that Varsity Cup team.
Yeah, look, Kelsriver's got, I think, 1-1. First game they won against Helderberg, then obviously Tigerberg, but in UCT, now they have to ask themselves, are we going to get maybe another team, or are we going to get the Varsity Cup champs?
So a similar sort of question then, Alistair, for you. I mean, you are in the heart of the Varsity Cup, Varsity Shield with the CPUT guys. How many of those guys that we played in the Varsity Cup final will we actually see now so soon back?
Yeah, I think, look, if I just spoke from our perspective, you know, fortunate for us, we had a week or two off, you know, so we could rest those guys and our club guys could play, but there will be an integration now.
But they'll know, though, that they've got to get their points on the board as quickly as possible, play the best possible outfit, because you don't want to be struggling still when you're worrying about making the top 6.
100%. You're going to play your best available team, put it that way, you know, every week.
But again, you guys have also spoken about player management many times, so it'll be interesting. Next week, we'll have this conversation next week, and we see what happens this weekend. All right, folks, let's take a look at those fixtures. Then coming up this weekend is Kales River versus UCT, Brackenfell, Stellenbosch, False Bay, UWC, Villages and SK Warmers, Unimil and Helderberg, and then Durbel up against Van der Stel. Van der Stel travelling to Durbel. In Super League B, we see Kylemore up against Hans and Arts. Belleville travel to Kraaifontein. Primrose travel to Franschhoek. Hamlets host Belhar. Collegians against Macassar and Hamadias and NTK. All right, Rens, what jumps out for you here? Because I'm seeing a strong match between Kraaifontein and Belleville.
Yeah, I was looking at that one. When you said Kraaifontein, Belleville, I was like, that's the big one for the weekend. But yeah, I think that the Hamlets Belhar game also, it's not always nice to travel to Hamlets, especially if you travel that far. So yeah, I think that's going to be a big one, and obviously the Ahmadiyas and NTK one as well.
Yeah, Collegians, folks, we believe Collegians are at home. This could be, is this the first home game for Collegians, guys?
I think it's the first league home game
After
the
7 years probably.
Yeah. So there's a big one there, folks. If that is Macassar, MC boys travelling to Lentegeur to play against Collegians. Wow, what a day that will be. Yeah. We'll have to speak to Shamila at Collegians and find out if it's their first home game. If it is, all the best to everybody who's supporting the call. All right, let's take a look at Super League C. All Saints, Caledonian Roses, Peniel Villages and Rangers. Violets travel to Scottsdene. Esterafira hosting Gardens. Strand United and Strand. Delft and Atlantis. Oh, okay. I know where you guys are going with this one. And let me guess. Strand United and Strand, Renzel?
Yep, I think that's what we all looked at. Strand United, Strand. That's gonna be an awesome.
Definitely the Strand derby.
Yes, you up for that, Alistair? You agree?
Definitely the Strand derby. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, we got some first guys playing for the first league games as well. You got Caledonian Roses, you got Rangers playing their first league game, you got Violets playing their first league game as well.
Yeah. So what do you think there for that? You've played against Violets already, Alistair. They're coming up against Scottsdene this year. Scottsdene's already got a good taste of the rugby. They've had their first derbies out of the way as well. Yeah. They're already in the thick of it. But Violets have also had a couple of friendlies.
Yeah, I think from a Scottsdene perspective, firstly, I think that derby, you know, that derby has put them in good state. Yeah. I'm speaking under correction, but I think it's the first time in a while where they won that derby. But I've been following Violets closely and their preparation silently. Yes. You know, it's been going quite well. We've had 2 friendlies against them, and it went well from both perspectives. So I think they'll be ready for the Scottsdene game.
All right, Renzo, let's quickly take a look at some of the matches in the Paarl region. Paarl Rangers, Parel United, Young Gardens, Young Standards, Riverstones and Drakenstein. Now, Drakenstein had a good result last week, but Riverstones beat Young Gardens. And then, of course, Lower Paarl and Violets Paarl. For me, the standout game there is the Riverstones-Drakenstein game.
Yeah. I just wanted to say, they say the Super League B is the league of death, but I think the Paarl League is the league of death, actually, because everything there is a derby. But yeah, I think that Riverstone Drakenstein game, that's gonna be the toughie.
Yeah. All right, folks. We've also got some matches for you from the Metro League. Clutisville, Khayelitsha, Fora, Temperance and Cities, and Thistles and Imikawi. Renzel, I'm seeing you pointing your finger there, but Clutisville and Khayelitsha.
Yeah, I was looking at Clutisville. It's nice to see that there's a new team up and coming in the Western Province League. And yeah, Khayelitsha, hopefully they could grab some of the Blue Jets and some of those players to play there with them, and I think that's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, so interesting scenarios happening there that I think we're going to have to put our finger on at some stage. Blake's playing Clutisville Field, Clutisville playing at Clutisville Field, and apparently Van der Stel's coming to the Clutisville Field as well.
And
so what exactly is going on the Clutisville Field?
There's another team playing
Excelsior.
Excelsior. Also, yeah.
All right, so is it a lot of clubs sharing at the same time? Or are we potentially in maybe 2 years' time, or at some stage, going to see a merger of 4 teams becoming a big outfit?
Yeah, you never know.
Who knows?
There's four fields there.
All right.
So,
3.
So it really does look like an action-packed weekend then of club rugby. Renzel, your plans for the weekend?
Plans for the weekend? Family time for me this weekend. It's going to be a rest weekend for me.
Rest weekend for you?
Hopefully not too much rugby. Just maybe, like Alistair said, a glimpse of rugby.
A glimpse of rugby on there. And Alistair, your plans?
Yeah, league, first game of the league. So
first game.
Straight into it. Yeah.
Straight into it, yeah. Of course, that's CPUT up against
Goodwood.
Up against Goodwood. We did not have that on screen for you this week, folks. But yes, CPUT Goodwood this weekend. Yeah, Alistair, good luck for that. I think you're going to have your work cut out for you.
Yeah.
Goodwood really are a team that's looking good this year.
Yeah, they've off to a good start. 2 wins, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So.
Right, folks. There we go. We'll see you again next week. Same time, same place. Have a fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye.